Trends, love them or hate them, they're here to stay for the year or longer, and will affect video editing in the long run. Right now, the attention span of a human being is under 8 seconds, which is less than a goldfish. TikTok and Instagram Reels are meeting the 15 to 30 second short content need like never before. Hi, my name is Tia, and I want to help you become great at video editing. If that sounds super good to you, I would love it for you to subscribe, to hit the post notification bell, and to stay along for this journey so that you can unleash your creative gifts with the world. In this video, I'm going to talk about video editing and film industry trends that we're going to see in 2021. Just remember that you don't have to be quick to jump on any trend just because it's a trend. Do what's best for you, but just be aware of where the ship is sailing so you know where things are heading. The first trend on this list is mobile editing. Yes, mobile video editing. With the rise of TikTok and Reels, mobile video editing is also on the rise. Typically, non-linear video editing has always been done on a computer, using software like Avid Media Composer, Final Cut Pro, or Premiere Pro to edit a completed video. However, times are changing. As more people film content with their smartphones to post directly to Instagram or TikTok, more of these same people are editing in-app on Instagram or TikTok or using external mobile video editing apps. For example, free apps like VideoStar allow people to edit videos on their iPhone or their iPad and add really fun, cool transitions to make something really cool. Like, I've been seeing VideoStar being mostly used for like fan edits. So fans will take a favorite part of their show and then they'll edit it together in like this 15-second video using apps like VideoStar. And what's also happening is that creators like myself are using TikTok or Instagram to promote their long form content. I know for sure that this year I really want to delve more into mobile video editing, especially with apps like VideoStar. And I just want to like see what cool transitions and stuff they have to offer and like what you can create in a software like that. And if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to like this video and I maybe might do a video of me testing VideoStar for the first time. Trend number 2, faceless vlogs. So in the past, the rule on YouTube was that like you had to have your face on camera because how are people going to connect with you without having a face on camera? So that was typically the rule for success. But I've seen a trend on YouTube recently where people are not showing their face at all. Either there's a voiceover or there are subtitles, and they are just focusing on the cinematography of their video. And just to add on to that, just because I notice even with people who tend to do faceless vlogs, they tend to focus more on the aesthetics of the video, particularly younger creators who are interested in adding aesthetic video overlays, so like VHS overlays or film grain, or adding hand-drawn elements like adding doodles and stuff to their videos to add more of a personal touch. All right, so trend number 3 are virtual film festivals. So with lockdown in effect in many parts of the world, the push to have in-person events moved virtually is definitely a trend this year. But because it's not in person anymore, film festivals in particular just can't be done the same way as it used to be. And as a result, the events industry is being revamped totally. Sundance, for example, is having a virtual film festival in 2021. And I've also noticed that indie filmmakers are creating their own ticketed virtual events and streaming their short films on multiple different platforms, whether it's Vimeo on demand, Amazon Prime, or iTunes. People are taking it into their own hands to virtually distribute their short film content to an online audience. If you can build a really strong fan base behind your film, like say you put your film or your TV series or whatever on YouTube, there's shows that where it's like it gets put on YouTube and then because of its popularity, Netflix picks it up. It's interesting how like fandoms are being built online and how that affects what gets seen in the media industry or in the film industry. Trend number 4 that I predict, there could be different opinions on this, but I think that Adobe Premiere is going to continue to gain more popularity. In the YouTube crowd, most YouTubers are perfectly fine with Final Cut Pro, and that's awesome. But I'm talking about the film and television industry. They don't use Final Cut Pro in film and TV. They barely use Premiere Pro in film and TV. What do they use? They use Avid Media Composer. And it is like the gold standard of almost every show that you've ever seen has been edited on Avid Media Composer from the start to the end of the post-production process. Yeah, it's that powerful. However, if you've ever used it, you'll know that there's some like user experience issues with it. Like if you're not familiar with editing softwares, it's kind of daunting and it's not very intuitive. Whereas Premiere Pro is 10 billion times more intuitive in my opinion, and you can edit faster, and I feel like. And also with their more team sharing abilities in Premiere Pro, I wouldn't be surprised if, especially with things being more remote, that there is a push to work with a software that's a little bit more modern. Like in the commercial and corporate world, Premiere Pro, it's a thing. But in film and TV, not really. Like there's some films that have been edited in Premiere Pro and some TV shows that have been edited in Premiere Pro, but I'm predicting that there's going to be more of a slow move. The reason why there isn't a quicker move is because most people in industry have been in the industry for a very long time. Like the post-production industry was like built on the backs of avid media composers. So just to get away with that just doesn't make sense. But Premiere Pro, there's an upward push. It's happening. I feel like it's happening. Trend number 5 is retro-futurism. So I'm seeing this a lot in music, but this might slowly inch its way into the design world and the film world. But as we literally head into this futuristic world, design trends are basically teasing us of what's to come. And the fact that synth music is like the basis of a lot of the popular trending songs that are coming out recently is, first of all, very enjoyable to me since I absolutely love the genre, but it's also not surprising. It's the old futuristic beat, the bright neon colors, as well as the computer-inspired typography that we will see in this retro-futuristic design trend this year. Trend number 6 is something that you probably have already noticed, is released in-home streaming on day one. So basically big blockbuster movies being released on day one for you to watch at home. You don't have to go to the theater anymore. No, you pay to watch it on whatever streaming platform and you watch it on day one of its release. I think that released in-home streaming will be part of the future of the Hollywood film industry, at least if we're still going the way we are going right now. And I'm sure many other people have also like seen this coming years ago, but the desire to replace the theater experience at home will be more of a priority. So I also wouldn't be surprised if more independent films will be added to Netflix and Amazon, etc., and other streaming platforms. And as I said earlier, we're seeing that independent films are gaining more traction on social media and it's building fandom, and that all of that stuff just pushes its ability to get distributed faster to a wider amount of people on streaming platforms. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the revenue model is slightly changing. So instead of revenue per window, it's now revenue per viewer, very similar to YouTube. So filmmakers used to sell their rights territory by territory, and then the local distributor would sell the movie to the cinemas, home video, and television, and it would just go down the whole pipeline. Now with streaming services and all of that type of stuff, now it's changing more into a revenue per viewer type of model, because people are watching, you get paid per views, essentially, when you have things online. That's how AdSense works, at least. So actually, I discovered a website called pause.tv, which allows you to watch independent films for free, and you can tip the films that you enjoy, which I think is a really unique way to monetize indie films that otherwise would probably not make money. You upload your indie film and you can receive tips if people want to support your project. So trend number 7 is gamification. So this isn't really an editing trend, but I just think that gaming or gamification is going to take over literally every single thing we do in our human life. I believe that everything in the future will be, to a certain extent, gamified. I think that education is going to be gamified, work cards are gamified. Look at Ring Fit Adventure or Just Dance or any of these Nintendo games. These things are so smart and innovative, and it just makes sense in terms of like the human psyche to want to gamify things, especially with education, especially with all this online learning going on. Like, it would just be dumb not to like be the first to jump on that. So trend number 8 I see is more films, like professional films and TV shows, being filmed remotely, and also just more remote video editing. So people are going to be filming from home, they're going to be editing from home. I know I already edit from home a lot, and it's just going to change. I know right now there's this thing where it's like called video kits, where they like drop a video kit to a cast member's home and they can shoot themselves from their home for whatever project they're working on and then send that video kit back to the production team, which is such an interesting way to shoot social distantly. I don't know how refined or like how that works 100%, but I do think that there will be a rise of remote. Do I prefer things to, I mean, remote video editing makes sense, but like remote video production, that seems kind of awkward. That is the end of this video. So overall, trends, they come and they go, and this year will definitely mark a new way of doing things in the media industry in general, from mobile video editing to ticketed virtual film festivals to day one in-home releases from major film studios to remote video production. Why is there a push for more creation to be done from the comfort of our homes, apart from the present situation that's happening? I have my theories, but one way or another, it's a push that you can either use as inspiration to innovate or continue along with the previous way of doing things until they become completely irrelevant. It's up to you. Hopefully this will inspire you to experiment with one of the trends on this list and look more into them to see where this year will take you in terms of your video editing. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to like it, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and also share my channel if you think there's anyone else in your life you know who'd be down to learn more about video editing, because that would be dope.